What is up, my ducks and drakes? Welcome to the Cotter Lake, and today I wanted to do a reread of my old fanfic, Drowsy and Deceitful. The link to the book and to my Wattpad will be in the description below. I just wanted to reread it because it's been a hot second, and I feel like, though my words may be older and need renovation, I like the premise, because I think the premise is cute. Summary. The winter months are approaching and Janus is in brumation. As with hibernation in mammals, reptiles' bodies shut down and conserve energy for the coming year during brumation. During this period of brumation, a reptile may not eat, drink, defecate, or move for several weeks. With all this, Janus feels guilty for needing help and needing to sleep, and the others are there to help and understand. There's also a link to resources and how I learned, I guess. I honestly don't know what I'm doing. This fanfic is old. With that, let's go to Chapter 1, Lost in Dreams. Janus just got done getting ready for the day and stepped down the stairs, holding his balance on the railing of the stairs with drowsiness still in his eyes. "Good morning, Janus," exclaimed the figure from the stove. "Good morning, Patton. I suppose you are having a wonderful waking, aren't you?" Patton turned around with his wide-eyed innocence. "Yeah. How are you feeling this morning, Janus?" Janus stepped into the kitchen, trying to make the darkest coffee possible. "I'm feeling more tired than usual, but I could still get things done today." Patton squeaked and walked towards him, giving Janus a hug. He flinched at the contact. "Well, I think you may need a me day. Then won't you?" Penny replied while stroking Janus's hair. "I would normally agree with you, although it is not like that. This is natural. I'll explain to you when I have more energy." Patton was about to object, but stopped before he could say anything. "Of course, Dee. With anyone else, I would automatically assume they are lying. I know that assuming's bad, but it is just so hard not to with them. But then you take such good care of yourself." Wait, that was a jumble of words. I'm basically just trying to say that I believe you. A small smile crept onto Janus's face. "Thank you, Patton. Although, if you don't mind, I will be heading to the couch." Patton turned with his glazed eyes. "Okay, be careful, though." Janus chuckled in return. "I know I will." Janus went over to the couch and put his head on the nearest thing to him. What he didn't comprehend was that the thing was not so much of a thing as it was a human. "Oh, sorry, Logan. I didn't see you there." Logan gave a weird look. "Are you quite all right, Janus? It is concerning that you didn't comprehend you were actively leaning your body weight into another human." Janus groaned in response while stretching. "Sorry about that. Not had my full attention today." Logan scrunched his nose. "Did you not sleep well last night?" Janus looked over to meet Logan's eyes. "I got 14 hours of sleep last night. I still don't know how much I need. Do I go off the sleep hours of a human or a snake? Humans are supposed to get 8 hours of sleep, but snakes are supposed to get 16 or up to 20 after eating." Probably a snake if you slept for 14 hours and you are still drowsy," Logan responded. "Well, Logan, I usually get 10 to 12 and I'm fine." Logan pondered for a bit. "You have been eating a lot more, haven't you?" Janus nodded in response. "Janus, you most likely are going to start brumation. This hibernation for snakes. Have you gone through this any other year?" Janus shook his head no, and snuggled into Logan's side without thinking. Just then, Roman, Remus, and Virgil came running down the stairs and turned the corner to flop on the couch, only to find that it was already inhabited by a weird scene. "Since when does Jan over here cuddle Logan?" Virgil said. "Since when does Janus cuddle?" Roman said, and Remus asked in response. Logan then started to stroke Janus's hair and went to explaining. Based on the information that Janus has given me, I've come to the conclusion that Janus is, or will soon be, going through brumation. Brumation is basically just hibernation for cold-blooded animals, but it is weird because he is also part human, and that is where the complications come in.
So, can you put that into English, please?
Remus replied. Logan huffed, but nodded his head. That basically means that through these winter months, Janus will be really tired and need extra sleep. It also means that he will barely eat. Not because of anything bad, but because of his snake half. His stomach will freeze up. Figuratively, or literally, if we're going by snake. I don't know yet. He'll also be a bit mood swingy. Although Janus feels guilty for this, even though it is out of his control, so we should be extra kind to him. Logan looked down at Janus, seeing him sleep peacefully on Logan's shoulder. All the others looked at Janus's limp form. Patton and Remus did a quiet "aww" right before being shushed by Logan. Some ways we can help is encouraging him to rest until about April, but don't force him to. Maybe if you really want him to sleep, consider having him lay on the couch or on your bed next to you until he falls asleep. Because he is part snake, I cannot give any proper information, but I could say that kindness is key to most situations. Patton then spoke up, but not too much as to wake Janus. Aw, poor baby. Does this happen every winter? Logan looked down for a second. According to Janus, this is the first time, but my researchers conclude that he was drowsier last winter, so slowly over time he is developing different snake habits and different human habits, just like he only started shedding 7 years ago. Remus sat down on the couch, rubbing Janus's back.
Oh, I feel so bad for Dee Dee. As cool as the scales are, it must suck being half snake, half human.
Roman sat down next to his brother, then stroking his shoulder in comfort. Well, at least it is only us. If he was a real human, just think of how people would bully him, make fun of him. It would be hard to find a job in this condition, too. Virgil sat down on the floor in front of Janus. Good thing he has us, then. Patton went back and sat on the rocking chair next to the couch.
Yeah, as long as we support him and take care of him, he'll be okay. Is it okay if I take care of him the most of the time, though?
Everyone looked at Patton. They should have expected that.
Chapter 2. Move Sleeping Beauty. If you guys want, we can move his room next to mine and I could stay with him most of the time. They all looked at Patton and stared hard, but Virgil was the only one that was able to say something. Patton, you are not making Janus your job. We all will. You need to take breaks. Hear me? We all know that Patton will be working hard the next season. He cared too much for others, and it's usually Janus that had to convince him to relax, since he's the only one capable of doing it. Patton only really listened to Janus in that regard. Now that he is going to be loopy for the winter, Patton will most likely not shut down unless he is taped into the bed and forced to relax. Emo is right, Pops. You should relax yourself sometimes. My royal court cannot see you overworking yourself. Roman replied, flipping his hair and taking a bow. Patton giggled in his response. I am perfectly fine, guys. No need to worry about me. Janus needs to be taken care of. Logan looked over at him. We can help with that. We should also help take care of you. We take care of each other to keep us all steady. Well, I like having the responsibility, so it's cool. Everyone gave Patton the death stare. Come on, Remus moaned. He then ran up to Patton and scooped him up before he could run away and started to take him back to his room and tie him down and help him relax. Remus had been the person who cared the most about mental health and self-care, not as much as Janus, but He always felt bad about making everyone distressed, so he helps by taking care of others. Okay. Looks like Remus has Patton and is taking care of him. I'd like to move Janus to his bed so he has his heat lamp, but I also don't like the idea of waking him. He is kind of like walking the clown from inside out. Danger could come along with it. Not to mention that I just care about him as a friend, you know. Well, Logan, why don't we wait for him to wake up and then help him to his room? Virgil asked. Logan tried to position himself to get more comfy before answering Virgil, but his small movement made Janus stir, so he stopped. He can sleep, at most, for the next 36 hours. He can get deadly ill without the lamp. Roman then spoke up. Being deadly ill is worse than the toddler being cranky because you woke him up from his nap. We need to get him to his room, though. Logan thought for a second. I suppose you're right. I can't believe you were smart enough today to think in that direction, and I couldn't. Why, thank you, Logan. Hey, be nice. Virgil started snickering from the floor he was on. Good one, Teach. Roman scoffed. Don't side with Dr. Nerdenstein. Logan shushed the two boys. I'm going to carry Janus to his bed and get him under his heat lamp. He is, of course, going to be scuffed if he wakes up, but that does not need to be heightened by you two bickering. The two laughed. Scruffed? Virgil asked through his laughs that he muffled with his hands. That's not even a real word. Is our little nerdtronic batteries low? Roman commented, also quieting his laughs with his hands. Logan was not pleased. His eyebrows scrunched, and he held up the shush finger as he stood up, carrying Janus bridal style. If you'd like, I could carry him, Roman offered. It is quite all right. I can manage. Plus, if he does wake up, I'd like to get as much out of him as we can, so you could better understand Janus's condition. Furthermore, better help him. He does make a point, Roman. Just let him carry Jan. Roman flipped his hair, but agreed. Go ahead. You are better fit to help Mr. Hissy Fit anyway. Logan and Virgil both rolled their eyes. Logan, once you are done, you could join us out here in watching Disney movies. We have yet to get to watching Stargirl. Thank you for the offer, Virgil, but it will be a while until I leave his room. I would like to do some research, take some tests, and run some experiments, along with make sure that his room is in optimal condition to be housing someone such as Janus while they are in the state. I would like to go watch Stargirl, though. Would you care to wait to watch it until I am free to do so with you guys? Both nodded in agreement. Plus, continued Roman, we would like Patton and Remus to join also, but Patton needs space and break time for now. Logan agreed. It was fair enough point, leaving Roman and Virgil to watch Gravity Falls on Disney+. As he was off with Janus's body to his room to get settled for brumation. Teleportation being the means to get to his room could result in Janus waking up, since he doesn't teleport, and the pull and weight would disturb him, so Logan was here carrying him to his room. Luckily, brumation does not require the same amount of sleep as hibernation, but Janus is half human. Will he need more sleep or less sleep? Does he need to still eat, and can he even eat? Eating for a snake during brumation could kill him, but humans need to eat. He also needs water, but snakes can't drink water. This is why for the next 2 weeks I need to study and examine Janus and his habits so that we could better prepare for the upcoming winter and the winters to follow this. Although the most important thing, of course, is that Janus is safe, and he will make it through both physically, mentally, and emotionally, Logan said, proud of himself, focusing on the task. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to recommend a fic, which you totally should, there is a link in the description below to a Google form where you can recommend fics. There's also links to my Etsy shop where you can buy beaded stuff, and my social medias where you could keep in touch and follow along with what I'm doing. You know, slay. There's a channel Discord. You can talk to other Ducks and Drakes. Thank you for listening, And, much like Logan trying to carry Janus, do your best.